Hello everybody, this is Charles and I'm back with another toy review, this time for the Hachette Mazinger Z. Alright, so this Hachette is a very interesting review because this is like a magazine limited item. So you need to collect like 100 magazines in order to form the entire Mazinger Z, and it's really impressive because if you can check out the Hachette.jp YouTube video, they have this video whereby they showcase the entire Mazinger Z with its base and everything all set up. Really impressive, and you need to collect 100 books, okay, 100 books, 100 issues for you to complete the Mazinger. So on average you get 4 books a month. It's a weekly issue, so it takes you 100 weeks, which is about 100 weeks, which is close to about 2 years. It will take you approximately 2 years to complete this. So I'm really looking forward to it because it's really interesting, it's really fun, and I was drawn into it by the lights feature, and the die-cast content and the sheer size of this thing. So once this Mazinger is completed, it will be 75 centimeters tall, so that's huge. And the thing that really drawn me into buying this is mainly die-cast. Okay, it's mainly die-cast, which I will showcase to you. So I have with me books 1 to 9. I actually bought issue 1 to 9 today. I had them delivered to me at one shot. I would have postponed, or rather waited for a few more issues for delivery, if not for the fact that 2 of the issues, I think issue 5 and issue 3, issue 3 and issue 5 were already running low on stock from where I bought it from. So I didn't want to risk missing it, because once you miss one issue of this, it's going to be very hard to find it, and you probably couldn't form the entire figure. So I bought the first 9 issues, and I had a lot of fun assembling it. So let me just go through first the figure. So the first 3 issues you'll form the head, and then you'll form this inner frame for the body, and then you form the shoulder pad. So first off, let me just go to the head. So this is like the head part. Really interesting. There's a lot of die cast for the head. Okay, so this head is die cast, this part is die cast. You have the face is die cast, eyes are plastic. Okay, the lower jaw. Okay, unfortunately this part is plastic. This neck point, okay, this is entirely die cast. You can hear, and the back die cast as well. Okay, this entire thing is die cast. Inner side for this is plastic, and for this is plastic. So personally, I'm really impressed by it. It's still very heavy, but I would have loved it if the entire piece was die cast. I would have loved it if the inner part of the crown here is die cast, and the landing pad for the powder is die cast, and I would also love it if the jaw is die cast. However, there's a feature for the Mazinger. He's able to shoot, once it's completed, you can actually shoot out mist, okay, mist from the mouth, okay, simulating one of his attacks. So maybe perhaps they had a consideration that they didn't want the metal to corrode or rust, which is why they made it in plastic instead of in metal. Yeah. So anyway, I was hoping it's in metal. And then for the ears, there's 2 types they gave you. This is the one that I installed. This is the one with the light piping at the end. So they do give another pair of the ears, okay, which are fully die cast. So for this is plastic, because at the end you have this transparent part, which is a see-through part for the blue light to emit itself. So if you do not like this, you want it to be a full die cast, you can just remove this and swap it to the die cast ears. Okay, then in terms of assembly wise, this thing holds pretty well. I can just take out, but this part doesn't really hold superbly well. But like I said, this part is really interesting. This entire faceplate is die cast, really solid. Okay, so I was assembling this whole thing. All the pieces went in pretty fine. Just slotting in the face. Okay, this part doesn't seem to be holding extremely tight, but tight enough such that it doesn't fall off. Okay, not extremely tight, but tight enough. Okay, and at the back here, at the bottom here, you can see a lot of the wirings. Okay, so this is one of the more complicated process in assembling this the head, because all together you have about 6 lights and 1 feature for the mist. So you have 2 wires are for the eyes. One is for when Mazinger boots up. When he starts up, that's a kido, what they call it in Japan, kido. So he has the lights eyes will light up, and then there's another 2 LED for a stronger yellow light. Okay, stronger light, that's for when Mazinger uses his light beam attack. And then there's 2 more lights for the ears. Okay, that's 6, and then there's 1 more for the mouth, whereby he will shoot the mist out. Yeah, so altogether there's 7 wirings to be assembled here. So be very careful with the wires, okay? Make sure you test the wires to ensure that they are working before you install them, because if it's not working, you can probably ask for a replacement maybe. And if it's not working and once you assemble everything, it's really a pain to take everything off. So prior to assembling everything together, I actually tested every one of the wires, except for the mist that I couldn't tell whether it's working or not because it's not a functionality. But for the rest of the lights, it's working well, so I kept it the way it is. And just to let you guys know, there's some articulation for the head. You can move the neck side to side. You can move it front back a little bit. I can twist it a little bit, but just be very careful not to twist it too much because of the wires, So the wires are actually you actually have to put the wires through the neck and then put them into this circuit over here. So don't turn the head too much because I'm not sure whether the wires will snap or get damaged. So just be very careful when you turn the head. Apart from that, it's really solid, really solid. So let's just put the head aside for the time being. Let me just go through this. So this is gonna be the inner body, okay? I actually took the liberty of assembling these two parts together. So rightfully, these two parts are still separate. The top and bottom part are still separate. They have not given the instructions to assemble them. But since I have spare screws, okay, the nice thing about this magazine exclusive is that they will always give you one additional set of the screws that you need, just in case you accidentally lose one or whatever. So it's really good. So using the spare screws I have, I actually assembled these two parts together because eventually they're gonna be assembled together. And I think for volume 10, they're gonna give me another 2 pins, 2 pillars for me to actually put here. Okay, this part, okay, which I can easily take out. But since I do not have issue 10 with me right now, I just assembled this right now so I can form at least a inner frame. So this entire thing, the whole thing is die cast. It's really solid, really heavy, and I can tell you that putting this thing together is really fun. Okay, it's really fun. It's just like assembling Lego, but you're building you're literally building a figure from scratch. And I do feel a great sense of satisfaction doing it, and holding the frame here, I do feel really impressed and awesome that the inner frame is die cast. This whole thing is metal, full metal. It's really it just blows me apart. So which is why I am so keen and so tempted to actually get it. Yeah, this is how amazing it is. Okay, and moving on to the shoulder plate. Okay, so this is entire ball of die cast. The entire ball of die cast. Whole thing is die cast, except for maybe this part. Okay, this part over here at the bottom, which is plastic. The entire thing is die cast, and this rubber part here. So this entire thing is die cast. This is meant to be the left shoulder. So I think in some point in time they're gonna give you the right shoulder. So this is entirely die cast. Really solid. Really solid. So over here we see the grooves over here. These are meant for Mazinger's head to settle in. So at some point, I guess once you have more parts, you're gonna settle the head down here, and probably there's gonna be another 2 pieces of metal just to hold it in place, and then this gives you the articulation for the neck, to move front and back. Yeah, but this is cool. Really cool. Can imagine this Mazinger. Wow, really cool. 75 centimeters tall when completed. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown for the books. So for the books, right, the first issue costs 300 yen and the rest of the issues cost 1,999. Let's make it 2,000 yen. So on average, you are probably going to be paying about 17-18 US dollars per issue before shipping. So after shipping, if you ship them in a bulk, probably you'll be paying about $20 per issue. So for 100 issues, okay, for 100 issues to complete this, let's say with shipping, everything included, you're probably going to spend 20 times 100, $2,000, 2,000 US dollars, plus minus, okay, plus minus for this entire thing once it's completed. It's going to be really expensive, okay, 2,000 US dollars for a Mazinger that's 75 cm tall, but I personally feel it's very worth it, okay, for a couple of points. One being that it's 75 centimeters tall, so that's awesome. 2 being that it's going to be made with a lot of die cast, okay. I hope there's going to be a lot of die cast. I'm just going to look at the figure right here, right now. So I think apart from the chest portion, I'm not sure about the hands, okay. But I'm still the bulk of it is going to be die cast, and even if it's not die cast on the outside, on the inside for the frame it's going to be die cast. So that's going to be really impressive, really awesome. So that's going to be worth the money for me for a real, maybe 90% above die cast Mazinger. I'm just hoping that they don't put a fast one. I'm really hoping that, at least for the black parts, silver parts, all these parts on the external parts, all of them are die cast. I'm really hoping that all these are die cast. Okay, I can understand that for the red chest plates it's not die cast because it's meant for a light feature. But for the rest of it, no, I don't see the reason why it's not die cast. And even for the joints, I would believe that the inner joints would be die cast for it to be more durable. And yeah, so maybe apart from the auxiliary parts, you're gonna get the Mazinger wings, you're gonna get the jet powder. So this jet powder, the way I look at it, probably is going to be plastic. Maybe maybe we might get the center part, the yellow part, to be die cast, this main body, but maybe for the wings and for the fin, I expect them to be plastic. Okay, but the cool thing is that you can see over here the hover powder. Hover powder is gonna have light features, and then for the fins over here, you can spin. Okay, so the turbines here can actually spin, which is quite interesting. Light feature over here, light feature for the jet powder as well, and even for the front of for the tip of the powder over here, this front light, it lights up as well, which you can check out more in the video. So if you go to the website www.hcj.jp/Zack, they have videos to showcase the entire item with all the base and everything, which is really awesome. So just want to give a quick rundown on what you are gonna get for each book. And we can take a look. So for this book, first issue, okay, I've already taken it out. They gave you, the parts to form, the inner side of the crown, the eyes, the electronics. They give you a screwdriver. This is a screwdriver they gave you, and then they give you instructions on how to assemble the whole thing. So one thing about this is that if you're in Japan, you bought the special first. I think the first two books they give you. If you give some special freebies, so you get this box, you get a Kabuto Koshi figure, you get 4 engineer figures uncolored, you get the bike for Kabuto Koji, you get Saya's bike, and then you get the 4 scientists as well. So these are the first 2 issues. I think if you buy from Japan, you can get these exclusive items. I didn't get this because I bought it from CD Japan, and they don't seem to have given me this. And I think for further issues, if you were to send in some coupons, with the points that you cut off from the book, I think there's a point over here. So you can see over here, there's a point over here. So this is like a magazine point. You got to submit them, and I'm not sure how many you need to submit because all in Japanese. So once you submit them, probably can get even more add-on features. For the first one, they give you this additional faceplate and 10 of this shrinkens for Mazinger. For the second premium, they will give you this watch that Kabuto Koji users. This is like some UFO thingy. Fourth one, they give you a second version of the jet powder, and now that's the later version with the wings. And for the 5th premium, they're gonna give you the later version of the jet powder. So jet scrambler, yeah. So it's a shame that I'm not in Japan. I probably have no contacts in Japan who can help me do this, because I would definitely love to get all this freebies. I don't mind skipping number 2, number 3. I might even skip number 1, but number 4 and 5, I really would like to have them, but it's gonna be really tough unless I probably have to buy it from a secondary market in order to get them. So more on this magazine, you're gonna get all the features over here. You're gonna have rocket top punch. You're gonna get some feature over here. You're gonna get the iron cutter. You're gonna get this entire very nice base, okay, to put Mazinger on. You're gonna have the feature whereby you're gonna expose the abdomen. You're gonna have this huge missile, and then you're gonna have this remote control that allows you to control all the lights and everything. I'm not sure whether there's any sounds, but from the video it doesn't seem to imply there's any sounds, but it would be good if they have some sounds, but it's just all lights. And this is now a picture of how they assemble the Mazinger. Really impressive. All the inner joints, everything. I'm really hoping that all these joints I see here are actually die cast. Okay, hopefully it's all die cast. All right, and then let's move on to the second book. So for this book, I already showcased what you got. For the second book, you actually get more parts to form the head. So once you've completed it, you can actually form the top part of the head. So this is for the second book. It comes in the tray as well. Okay, these are the parts. For the third book, you're gonna get more parts, more like the face mask, the wiring, and the ears. So like I said over here, I mentioned earlier, so these are the years, okay, that you get. These are totally die-cast. So if you do not want to install the one with LED lights, you can just install this one, which is totally die-cast. Okay, and this is the battery pack for you to test the light features to make sure that they're working. Okay, this is what you get for book 3. It comes in the tray as well. Okay, book 4. Okay, book 4 is actually the last book that comes in the tray. This is the neck parts. Okay, we give you the parts to form the neck. Okay, and the wiring as well, the circuit for you to actually install all the to put all the wirings together. And you can see over here it showcases that, you know, put all the wires through the neck and put it together, and there you have the head. Okay, so this issue comes with in the tray as well. So moving forward from issue 5 onwards, okay, you actually do not get a tray. It actually just comes in this flat magazine. Okay, flat magazine. Okay, and it comes in the box. And some magazines will come with this letter as well, a leaflet for you to actually send in to get the bonus parts. Okay, which is irrelevant for me. So it comes in now, it's just this cover, and then the parts are actually all in this brown box, which I personally prefer it this way because it's much easier to store 100 books, you know, 100 of these books, 100 of these books by itself rather than in this, you know, box, which is actually useless. So actually once you're done with all the parts inside, you can just throw. Actually in each box it comes with, you know, just, you know, very small part. Yeah, very small part. The box doesn't really contain the entire part. Yeah, so you can see actually for some parts, some issues they actually give you very small parts. So actually for the chessboard part I was showcasing about, which is this one, this came in at this 4 issues. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, you get one side per issue. You don't get 2 sides. Yeah. So this is it. You actually get this. So I'm probably gonna throw away I'm probably just gonna take out this part and throw away the box because there's no point keeping it. This is not a collectible item. No one's gonna buy from you with everything intact. Okay, so you intend to sell this, you probably just buy this and put it aside and probably not assemble it at all, you know. Yeah, but if you intend to just keep it, there's no point for you to keep the boxes. So issue 6, okay, issue 6, so what it came with, issue 6, like I said, so it came with a second part of this, the chest, inner chest frame, and you can combine them. It comes with the Capital Koji figure with the seat as well. Okay, this issue didn't come with the mailer for me to send. Issue 7, okay, issue 7, okay, with the mailer, okay. Issue 7, what part it came with? So issue 7, it came with this part, okay, the inner, another part of the inner frame for the torso, and then it came with the wings for the hover powder. Okay. Okay, and then issue 8. For issue 8, okay, came with another part of this. Okay, the another part of the inner frame, some screws, and then once completed, you can form this entire inner frame. Yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, the camera went off. Just fell off. And issue 9, the last issue that I have on hand, it came with the parts for you to form the left shoulder pad, which is this one. Yep. So this is entirely it. Okay, put this aside. So with Mazinger, what you have right now, no, what we can have to date, okay, is this. Okay, really impressive. No, really awesome. Looking forward to assemble this. So I'll probably update this review once every 10 issues. So, you know, there's some significant parts for me to actually build and review on and get excited along the way. So this so this review will be completed in 2 years, okay, which is quite a time. But you know, once we hit the 2-year mark, or once we hit the halfway mark where we get most of the figure assembled, it's going to be really awesome. And I'm just hoping that, you know, the parts are sturdy, you know, they last, the joints are tight. Hopefully, you know, they are in ratchet joints, and yeah, hopefully the parts will last, and, you know, the lights and features, everything work well. So here's Charles sign. Oh yeah, so if you'd like to get this or start this collection, right, I advise you probably have to start fast, because I think once you're past the 20th issue, it'll be very difficult for you to get or backtrack to get the earlier issues. So if you really intend to start this, I would recommend you start it fast. If not, I think it's going to cost quite a fair bit to get it, the earlier issues. I already seen earlier issues on eBay going at very high prices. I know an average about $50, 50 US dollars per issue, which is crazy. So if you really intend to get it right now, I think you can actually search online in the Japanese websites. I think some of them still have the earlier issues that you can actually purchase and get it at the Japanese retail price of 2,000 yen. Yeah. So if you really have no choice, if you really start this late and you really want it, so be prepared to pay aftermarket prices in eBay maybe. So here's Charles signing off with yet another toy review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned to my channel for more reviews next time.